Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, the Coach Coop Show. Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, the Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show.
Hey yo! What's going on, Miami Hurricanes fans? Man, that intro gets me hyped up every single time. The music, the Clemson game memories with Tropical and Stephanie and Melissa and Dudu and Don Calderalo and Chris Gaffney and his wife and Juice and just everybody who hung out for that game. Every time I see that, it puts a big smile on my face. I get so freaking excited. You know what else also excites me? Hanging out with the college football family on a Friday night.
This is what it take.
That's right.
You
That's right.
inside of your helmet.
Co-op I got into Oregon State and Oregon with a $50K scholarship.
Whoa, hey, yo. Hey, yo. My man, Daytime Cheese, congratulations. Oregon State and Oregon. Dang, now that's a ways to go, though. Man, woo, okay. So you got options. That's what you're trying to say, Daytime Cheese. You got options, my man. Congratulations on that. I'm going to go ahead and sit you atop your throne before we get into this tonight. For real, congrats on that, though, man. I mean, not everybody can say that they've been accepted into those schools. That's huge. That's huge. I wish it would let me pin it. It's not letting me pin it since it's straight to the PayPal. But I appreciate that very much, Daytime Cheese. Thank you, my man. And let me know what are you leaning towards right now? If you had to pick one, out of the ones that you have been officially accepted into, which one would you take right now? Like today. My man, Canes for Life, re-upping or joining, becoming a Canes fan member. Cane for Life. You guys be sure to give him a nice warm welcome in the live chat. Canes for Life, appreciate you. That you's looking good by your name. There it is. There it is. Looking real good. I like it. I like it. Canes for Life, appreciate the love. So tonight is going to be a good time. I mean, we don't have a game tomorrow, but we can talk about potential bowl games. I made a little graphic image in Photoshop for you guys so we can pull it up. We have something visual to look at and discuss. We'll talk about some potential bowl game matchups for the Canes. We'll also talk about a couple of newest transfer portal additions for the Canes, players that have exited. And then, of course, we're going to talk about transfer portal quarterbacks. That's what everybody wants to discuss, and I'm here for it. And then we'll also talk about Jakari Brown and his future with the Canes as well. So it should be a really fun, exciting, informative night. And I'm really looking forward to feedback from you guys. As far as like the bowl games and the transfer portal quarterbacks and stuff, I want to see a lot of participation because your opinion matters to me. I love kind of gauging where you guys stand with some of these things, and it's really fun to talk about. Really fun to talk about. And, of course, we got the Washington-Oregon game up on another monitor. I got Washington. Who do you guys have? Let me ask that before we get into the shenanigans tonight. Do you have Oregon or Washington tonight? I think Washington can pull it off. It's going to be an uphill battle for them. I know they went up 10-0 at first. They might even still be up 10-0. I'll have to look. But I think Washington, bro, I think Washington can win it. I'm serious. How dare you, Coop? Let's see. Yeah, this stream will probably go till, I don't know, maybe 11 or so. Maybe 11. Washington is too good. Washington is very good. Yep, Sage has got Washington winning. Daytime Cheese with the Ducks. Who else we got? Got to rep the U. I feel you, bro. I appreciate you. Christopher Brown, did you ever race Lance Leggett in the 40-yard dash? He was a no-show for the second year in a row, Christopher Brown. So by default, I am the two-time back-to-back 40-yard dash champion over former Miami Hurricane Lance Leggett. It is true. It is true. He talked all that smack and did not show. I see Fresh in the building. What's up? Hurricane B, what's good? Can Washington beat FSU? Yeah. I mean, Florida State is possibly in a bit of a pickle with their quarterback situation. So we'll see. I think they're on their third string quarterback. If Rodemaker is not able to play due to concussion protocol tomorrow in the ACC Championship, I don't know. It's going to be kind of crazy. And just one quick announcement before we do dive into the discussions. We're going to dive straight into bowl game talk. I am planning on being live tomorrow for the ACC Championship game, Florida State versus Louisville. I know it won't be as wild and as crazy as a Miami hangout because there's not going to be a siren. I'm not going to be freaking out because I don't have a dog in the fight. But I do want to go live and just watch the conference championship game and just see who wins. Just see how it wins. We're going to talk about Jacurri a little bit tonight, Brandon. We'll talk about it a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. And then my only question to you guys before we talk ball, do I sound fine? The reason why I'm asking is I cranked up the volume on my microphone, and I'm hoping that it's not, like, peaking. I don't want it to sound weird. I turned it up because I noticed that I'm much quieter than most other streamers. So I just wanted to, I just figured I would just ask you guys live. So I turned it up. I don't know if it sounds good, bad, same. It's good? It's good? Okay, perfect. Good deal. Hey, yo, in the building. What's up, man? John Bird, I appreciate y'all. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it. Again, we have a lot to discuss. There's a whole lot of things we're going to talk about, so don't worry, we'll get to it. We'll get to everything. But the first thing I want to discuss is most likely bowl game destination for the Canes. So let's jump on over and take a look. We put together a little graphic image here. And this goes from most likely to least likely, but any of these are actual possibilities for the Canes. They are. So the most likely bowl game you're going to see the Canes playing in is Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Now here's the deal. Quick disclaimer. Miami could end up in a different bowl game than what you see here. There are other options. Obviously, there are way more bowl games than this, but this is just my personal opinion. This is Coop's personal opinion here. I think that these are the most realistic matchups. So Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, that is in El Paso, Texas. You guys know we've played in the Sun Bowl before, and the Sun Bowl wants Miami. The Sun Bowl has said that they did numbers when Miami played in the Sun Bowl, so they want Miami. So there's a good chance that we end up in the Sun Bowl. Now, the teams are in no particular order, but if the Canes were to play in the Sun Bowl, it would most likely be Utah, USC, Oregon State, or UCLA. And I plugged in their records beside the team name. And what's most interesting here about the Sun Bowl is if we played Oregon State, we've never played them before. So that would be kind of interesting. If we were going to play in the Sun Bowl, which one of those teams would you guys most like to play? For me, honestly, I'm setting aside like wins or losses here. USC would be very interesting. I would love to see a Miami USC matchup. If not USC, possibly Oregon State. And I say that because the Canes are without technically their starting quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke, And Oregon State would be without DJ. No, I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I butcher it every single time. The Clemson transfer, who was, thank you, Clemson, forever a Tiger, has now said, thank you, Oregon State, forever a Beaver. So, yeah. So I would be, honestly, I would be cool with any of these. USC, Oregon State, UCLA. It's probably Miami and Utah, or Miami and or Oregon State, or Miami and Oregon State, if I had to guess. But that's what I would assume. Now, keep in mind that Miami has only won 1 out of the last 10 bowl games. A bowl game is super important. Miami does need a win here. The last time we won was in 2016, Russell Athletic Bowl against West Virginia. Bro, we've won 1 out of our last 10. Last bowl game win, 2016. That's rough. That's rough. We need this. Do you see us going after Dante Moore from UCLA? We'll get to quarterbacks here in just a few minutes. We will get to the quarterbacks, Danny. Don't worry. We'll definitely talk about them. Didn't we play Oregon State in a bowl game before, or was that Oklahoma State? That was Oklahoma State. Correct. It was Oklahoma State. Miami has never played Oregon State. Never played Oregon State. So that would be an interesting matchup. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Moises!
You want my opinion? This is an opportunity of a lifetime for Brown. This is his moment, and middle finger FSU Sue. Happy to have this family. I was worried I wasn't going to have anyone to talk to during off-season. Green heart, orange heart, green heart, orange heart.
Taking over the top spot on the board. Don't worry, Moises. Your boy Coop is planning on continuing the live streams, continuing the videos throughout the entire offseason. It's going to seem like the season never ended, at least here on this channel, if that makes sense. I plan that every year, and the plans always fall through. Not this time. We're going to make it happen, Moises. So we'll go live multiple times a week, 1-2 times, plus videos. And this week, honestly, I've uploaded more than I did during the season. It's been wild. So it is opportunity of a lifetime for Jakari Brown. He could kind of, say, hey, look at me. I've improved. And the thing is it's a big-time moment for Brown, because even if he still wants to enter the transfer portal, Moises, it's an audition tape for another team, because the last time Jakari saw the field was in 2022. So he needs to tape either way, I think. Moises, I'll sit you atop your throne once we kick it back over. Appreciate the love, my man, the Big Ten. Thank you. So what are you guys leaning towards with that? UCLA, USC, Utah, UCLA. So we're all over the place. That's fine. Okay. Mama Coop in the building. Mama Coop, we're just talking future. We're talking some postseason, off-season stuff tonight. Just having some fun. Brig, wait, I'm behind on info. Sorry if this has already been said. What happened to Tyler Van Dyke? So, Brig, Tyler Van Dyke has officially entered his name into the transfer portal. So, Tyler will be playing somewhere else next year. He will not be a Miami Hurricane. My man, Canes for life, handing out a Canes fan membership to Shelton Brown. Canes for life, thank you for spreading the love, growing the family. Shelton, if you are in the building, I would love to see you throw a thank you out there to Canes for life. Let's see you put something in the chat so we can see that you by your name. Welcome to the fam, Shelton. I appreciate you, Canes for life. So that is the most likely scenario. One of those 4 teams in the Sun Bowl. It's probably like 75% plus chance that it's one of those teams in that bowl game. But moving on to the next one, the Military Bowl. This would take place in Maryland, and Miami's potential opponents could be SMU or Memphis. So this would be Maryland instead of El Paso, Texas in the Sun Bowl. Now we already know SMU, future ACC team starting in 2024, but it goes much deeper than that. Former Miami OC Rhett Lashley is their head coach. It's SMU. They got Keyshawn Smith, They got Jalen Knighton. They got Elijah Roberts and more, if I'm not mistaken. So SMU pulled a lot of Miami Hurricanes players out of the transfer portal at the end of the 2022 season. Former offensive coordinator is their head coach, and they had a pretty good year, 10-2. This would be a potential future look at an ACC showdown, Miami versus SMU. And then you also have Memphis there. I think that's probably unlikely, but it is a possibility. I'm just throwing it out there. It is possible here. Is anybody against a matchup against SMU? There he is, Canes for life. There he is. Appreciate you, Shelton. I'll get y'all pinned up when we swap it back over. And you also, sometimes what can play a part is from a fan perspective where it's located. So I noticed, Tropical, you were asking where they are. I mean, people who are in the Texas area obviously would probably prefer the Sun Bowl because you can actually go to the game. People may think the Military Bowl is kind of trash. Who would want to go to that? But if you're close to the Maryland area, maybe that would be preferred for you, right? If we're going to do the Military Bowl, of course, I wouldn't mind the showdown against SMU. But boy, them players are going to have a chip on their shoulder. Former Canes. So I don't know. And last but not least, and I'm sorry, I can't help it. I laugh when I say this. The Bad Boy Mowers. The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. And you already see, guys, I have no interest in this. I'm sorry. Yankee Stadium, New York. No, thank you. No to Rutgers. No to New York. No to Yankee Stadium. No Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl for me. No. Is that like bad John Deere drivers? I don't know. They're bad boys, though. Bad boys in it. Whew. No, thank you. Yes, I will pass on that one. So here then is my final question. If it is, in fact, one of these bowl games, which there is a very good chance that it is, highest chance starting with the left and then working your way over, which one of these would you prefer? Like, which one of these would Canes fans want to see the most? For whatever your personal reason is, it doesn't matter. You just pick the one that you want, that you think Miami has the highest chance to win. Location, whatever it may be, which one of these on your screen would you like to see the most? If I had to pick one, I would say Sun Bowl against USC. That would be my personal pick, honestly. And I'm not going to say who I would think would win. I don't know. But I would love to see Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl against USC. That's what I would like. Let's see what we got. Let's see. We polled the people. What do the people want? Sage wants USC. Okay. Brad Jones wants SMU. What else do we have here? There is no Florida Bowl that Miami can go to. There might be one, but I think it's just highly unlikely, Nick. I really think that it's the Sun Bowl at the end of the day. I really think that's where we end up. Rocky says Sun Bowl versus USC. Okay, USC, Oregon State, Utah, SMU, top 4. Okay, OG Barry. USC Canes would be the funnest, highest watched. Yeah, I think that would get views. Miami versus USC in the Sun Bowl, that would do numbers, and that ultimately that's what it comes down to, right? I mean, money, views, it's just facts.
Pinstripe Bowl. We used to dominate Rutgers in the Big East. Let's beat them down in the bowl game and end on a high note. How are you, Co-op?
John Bird, my man, I'm doing better than ever. Blessed and happy to be hanging out with the fam tonight. John, thank you for the 10. Wanting Rutgers at Yankee Stadium. The reason why I don't want the Pinstripe Bowl, I'm just going to be honest, John, I don't like football games in baseball stadiums. It feels wonky. It's weird. I feel like the whole vibe is just off. I don't know. And we'll catch up. We'll catch up with the others. I don't want to you guys think that I missed anybody. Brian says Sun Bowl versus USC. Danny, SMU. Christopher wants the Military Bowl. Okay. So most people want USC. Most people want USC. I think it'd be exciting. I do think it would be very exciting to see that matchup. Put Miami and Tennessee in the Gator Bowl. Now that, Brandon, that one I can get behind. I would love to see Miami take on Tennessee. That would be wild. That would be pretty freaking crazy. Yeah, there is another Cheez-It Bowl, but we don't need another Cheez-It fiasco. We don't. How would you feel if Jakari Brown balls out? We'll get to it here in just a moment, Dawn. Few more minutes and we'll get to quarterback talk. We won't shy away from that, though. We will talk about Jakari Brown in that situation. Brandon, Hurricane B, welcome to the Canes fam. Appreciate the love. Feel free to spam those emotes. That you looking good by your name, Brandon. My man Bryce re-upping for a year. Coop, you doing any parlays? Of course. Just for the NFL, not college football. For NFL, yeah, I've been rocking a couple parlays each and every week, and I have hit on multiple. My wife has hit on 7 out of the 8 of her parlays that she has placed. My wife's been going off. She really has been. Shelton, once again, welcome to the Canes fam, courtesy of Canes for Life. And my man Moises with the 10, the tie with John Bird for the top dono. I'll get you guys put up there here in just a moment. Did UCF make it for a bowl? Yes. I do believe that UCF is going bowling, and that is a possibility. Miami could potentially face UCF in a bowl game as well. I don't have that one on my list because I think it's way less likely, but it could happen. It's not impossible. So let me set John Bird and Moises up atop their thrones. But that's just personally my opinion. Those are the most likely bowl games in my opinion. But we'll see. I could be wrong. I believe they make the announcement on Sunday, correct? Wow, I just had a complete brain fart. There we go. Moises, did I spell your name right? I'm going to say I did. I'm going to pretend like I did anyways. I'll pretend like I got it right. But I think they announced these things on Sunday, so we don't have to wait too long. That's why I wanted to go ahead and get it out there. I wanted to go ahead and get my opinion so then we can be like, all right, yep, it was one of those. We got it. All right, I got y'all sitting up atop your throne there. Oregon State, just because we haven't beaten them yet, that's true. That's true. That would be kind of a cool matchup as well. It would be. Would you fill your bathtub with Frosted Flakes if we win in the bowl game? Yes, and I'll be naked. Absolutely. So let's talk about a couple of transfer portal additions. Addition by subtraction. Subtraction from Miami, but addition to the transfer portal from the Canes. I'm sure you guys already saw, but Chance Williams, the junior defensive end from Miami, has hit the transfer portal. I didn't have a chance to post a video about it yet, so I figured we would go ahead and just talk about it in the live stream. So Chance Williams had, some hype when he came to Miami, but fell deeper and deeper into that rotation because we got a lot of talent in that room. So Chance Williams hit the portal. We also had a kicker hit the portal, Stone Springman. He was a freshman kicker, still has 4 years of eligibility left. I didn't see a whole lot of people talking about him because he didn't see any play time, but he was on the squad and he did hit the portal. So technically, if you count all the guys that hit the portal that were on the roster in 2023, Miami is up to 8 or 9 players in total. And I'm not counting Mamarelli because Mamarelli is in the portal as well, but he wasn't technically on the roster for the 2023 season. Now, the big shocker here, and I'm going to say shocker for me personally, honestly, what do you guys think about Leonard Taylor leaving to go to the NFL? I'm just going to be blunt. I think it's the wrong decision. I'm serious. I think that Leonard Taylor signed up with, I think it was Lil Wayne's agent or something. Leonard Taylor has played, I'm making sure I'm looking at the stats. Leonard Taylor played in 28 total games as a Miami Hurricane, 64 tackles, 22.5 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, and 1 interception. Him going ahead and leaving is the wrong move, I think. Now, What we have to remember is he's projected as a top 3 prospect in his position group. So when he's going to talk to the people in his corner, of course they're going to say, yo, if you're a top 3 player in your position group, yeah, go ahead and head to the NFL. Leonard Taylor had so much hype as a Miami Hurricane, and he's fought hard, and I love the guy, and he's family. But don't you guys think that Leonard Taylor should have stayed one more year? It is no hate. It's never hate. But Leonard Taylor was one that when he was on, but then he would disappear at times. So in my opinion, if he stayed one more year, I think he would have had an opportunity to make a big name for himself as a Miami Hurricane. And it would have bumped him up even
305
more.
forever. What's up from home sweet home Key West?
My man, Windhorn. Did I butcher that? Is it Windhorn? Windahorn? I kill it every time, man. Thank you very much for the big 20. 305 forever. What's up from home sweet home Key West? My man, appreciate the love. How you doing tonight? I'll get you set atop your throne. You're probably big mad. Coop just completely butchered your name. It's okay. Welcome to the club. I do it to everybody. Thank you for the big 20, my man. You lived in Key West for 5 years, Rocky? Yeah, I know a lot of people that live in the Key West area, and they like it there. They really like it there. Appreciate the love. Thank you. I have to be up at 5 a.m. I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Canes for Life, you definitely want to check out the tail end of this because we're going to talk about transfer portal QBs. And I'm going to be blunt and honest. But here's the thing. Do I think that Leonard Taylor gets drafted? Yes. Yeah, I think Leonard Taylor probably goes maybe in like the 3rd round. Maybe. I'm not a huge NFL guy, but I do think that LT gets drafted. I just think there was a missed opportunity here to go ahead and continue to rake in some NIL money while making a name for yourself at Miami. Because Leonard Taylor is going to be one of those players where it was like, I got to watch my wording here. Yo, like we love Leonard Taylor, but he's not going to be remembered as this great Miami Hurricane. Does that make sense? Like, he did his thing, and Leonard Taylor is a good football player, and I'm happy that he was at Miami. I feel like he should have stayed one more year. I'm thinking for him, bro. I'm thinking for him. But we'll see. We'll see. And I understand people saying he doesn't want to risk injury. I don't pay a lot of attention to the NFL. Like, what round do you guys think that LT goes in? Because people are saying 5th round, 6th round, 7th round. Is he going to go that late? I think James Williams needs one more season. I also agree. I agree. And I think, exactly, that's what I say. That's what I think too, Danny. You don't need to go pro early anymore with NIL. There are some situations where that could maybe change your mind, like if you are worried about injury or something like that. But bro, I think you needed another year. Hey, Coop, do you have any eligibility? I don't know. I'm getting up there. Kyle wants to go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Bryce, you agree? I don't really understand, or I don't really know how to relay what I'm trying to say without sounding like I'm bashing Leonard Taylor. I just think he should have stayed another year. I think that he could have made, like I said, more of a name for himself as a Miami Hurricane. When we look back at the greats, it's not shade, y'all. When we look back at the greats, I don't think anyone is going to say, wow, remember when Leonard Taylor played for the Miami Hurricanes? Remember how crazy that dude was? Remember how impactful of a player he was? You remember this play? And I think he should have stayed, honestly. Chloe wants to go to El Paso to perform. Well, she's in luck, Tropical, because I think that's where we're going to be. I do. I firmly believe that's where the Canes are going to be playing in late December, is going to be El Paso. Tropical, Thank you for the 305. I see what you did there. So most of us are in agreement. He won't have a Ray Lewis type Canes homecoming. Exactly. Thank you, Brandon. I'm trying to not be rude. I just want these guys to succeed, right? And Leonard Taylor was just one who carried so much hype. So with that being said, let's jump over to what everyone wants to talk about. I know this is what you're waiting for. Transfer portal quarterbacks. I still firmly believe that Miami should go after 2 transfer quarterbacks, even if Jacurri stays, given how our recruiting looks at that position. I think that Miami should get a one and done, plus a developmental guy, assume Jacurri stays, plus Emory, plus Judd. I think that's the best case scenario. I don't know if that'll happen, but we're going to take a look at some of the top quarterbacks in the portal, and I want to see who Canes fans want. Rocky's already brought the list. Rocky's already, he said, Coop, I've been waiting for this moment. I love it. Cam Ward, Will Rogers, Dante Moore. Okay. I'm going to pull up a little graphic image, and we're going to talk about it. Let's see. Cam probably goes before James in the draft, 100%. Harrison Hunt had more of an impact this year than Leonard Taylor. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I agree. So let's take a look at some of the top. Well, this is who On3 considers some of the top transfer portal quarterbacks available right now. Now, keep in mind that this list does not have Dante Moore on it. Now, Dante Moore is going to be a guy who you would bring in and he would stay for 2-3+ years.
To wear the U
So,
on the side of your
Dante
helmet.
Moore, I'm just going to go ahead and tell
Chloe
you guys.
wants to go to El Paso to perform.
Dante Moore is on my list. But Dante Moore is not at the top of my list because I still firmly believe that Miami needs a one-and-done veteran quarterback who can come in, make an impact in 2024, and then we go from there. It kind of springboards us and helps us out. So On3 has this list here. Tyler Van Dyke is listed at number 5 here. And let's see, Max Johnson, of course, already going from A&M to UNC. So let's talk about these guys for just a second, and then I want to get your top quarterback that you want. So at number 1 here, and in my opinion, rightfully so, is Cam Ward from Washington State. Now, Cam is a guy who could transfer, but he also is weighing his options and might consider leaving to go to the NFL. So that kind of tells you what sort of position and what type of player Cam Ward is. He would be a graduate player. He would have 1 season left. And this year, he threw for 3,732 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Now, he only rushed for 122 yards, but he picked up 8 touchdowns on the ground. I have a feeling that Cam Ward is going to be on many Canes fans' list at the number 1 spot, just like he's at the number 1 spot on this On3 list. Cam Ward is definitely, I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it. Cam Ward is at the top of my list right now. Absolutely. He's number 1 on that list for a reason. 6'2", 223, veteran guy. Would be a huge addition to this quarterback room. The next guy I want to talk about is actually number 2 on the list, Will Howard, Kansas State. Would also be a graduate transfer with 1 season left. 2,643 yards, 24 touchdowns with 10 picks. He threw about 1,000 less yards than Cam Ward, just to give you something to reference here. But he rushed for 364 yards and 9 touchdowns. This guy has multiple $1 million+ NIL offers already on the table. I don't know if Miami has touched base with him, but I do believe that Mario Cristobal has followed him on Twitter. Make of that what you will. He's a little bit taller. He's 6'5", 242. Pretty good football player. Another one that is also probably on a lot of Miami fans' list off of this list is going to be the Mississippi State transfer at number 6, Will Rogers. He's going to have 1 year left. Now, keep in mind that he injured his shoulder this year, so we're going to look at last year's stats. He threw for a whopping, hear me out here for a second, 3,974 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Now, he rushed for negative 13 yards, but that is because he is more of a distributor of the football. So, he's a guy that's going to sit back there and pick you apart. I believe he has been coached under the air raid in the past, so he's going to come out there and he's going to sling it. Now, the issue I see here potentially with Will Rogers is I think a lot of Canes fans are in a spot where they're wanting someone who is a little more of a dual threat. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, but Will Rogers, I'm going to say this, there is definitely interest there. I'm not saying that I know any kind of inside stuff. I'm just saying that Miami would definitely be interested in this guy. Is this who Dawson wants as his number one guy? If he had unlimited money and could pick whoever he wants, might not be his number one guy. I'm not interested in DJ. Are you guys? Transferred from Clemson to Oregon State, and then from nah. I'm not really interested in DJ personally, but that's just my personal opinion. Grayson McCall is one of those where he jumped out initially, but I'm noticing that a lot of people are losing interest in him. He had some academic issues along with some other things. Out of Coastal Carolina, they're at number 8. I don't know really if Canes fans are going to be super excited for that guy either. I don't think they'll be excited for DJ. I don't think they'll be excited for Grayson McCall. But maybe some people will be. He plays hard. So he's another possibility on the list. There are some names obviously missing here, however. And that's going to be Michael Pratt and Dante Moore. Now, the thing with these, let's go ahead and talk about Dante Moore because that's a big name right now. Everybody's talking about Dante Moore, and understandably so. Like, former 5-star recruit, guy has a ton of potential. I love the thought of Dante Moore coming to Miami. Dante Moore would not start in 2024, however. I don't think Dante's the guy you bring in and you start him, but here's the good news. Dante Moore has openly said, I'm fine with transferring somewhere that is not starting me day one. I just want to be developed. I want to be a better quarterback. I want to go somewhere where they can prepare me for the NFL. So Dante Moore is a take, but he would not be a day one starter. So I'm fine with another developmental guy too.
QB5 on the list. That's who we're looking for. Zany face.
Moises. Thank you for the 2. I appreciate you. We don't need Dante Moore. We have Emory. I will take as much competition in that room in 2024 as we can get, honestly. Because the thing is if we take Dante Moore, see, here's my thing. I still think Jakari transfers, so let's assume that happens. If Jakari does transfer, you have Emory and Judd. So then if we say, okay, you bring in Dante, who's another developmental guy, that's 3 quarterbacks there. We need a veteran guy with some experience that can come in and take over. I love Emory Williams, right? Kirk, what if we take no one on the list and proceed with Emory as QB1? We still need more depth in the quarterback room. That's the thing. We need competition and we need depth because right now, if Jakari stays, that gives us Jakari, Emory, and Judd. If Jakari does, in fact, leave, we have Emory and Judd. Like, we need depth. We need depth. Now, there is the possibility, Kirk, yes, that you assume that you maybe start Emory or Jakari, and then you can bring in someone who's not the huge, we got to drop $1 million+ on this guy to get him to Miami. Cam Ward, Will Rogers, any of those guys. So there's a lot of different avenues that Miami can explore. But I am a fan of Dante Moore, and he would absolutely be on my list. And the Tulane quarterback, Michael Pratt, says he wants to enter the NFL draft, but depending on NIL and some other things, it is a possibility. He threw for 2,168, 21 touchdowns, 4 picks, and he rushed for 321 and 4 touchdowns. So still a take potentially, but he says that he's not really that interested. Another one that I'm seeing thrown around, and I don't think that I don't think this is an option. Like, I don't. Because I literally don't think that he has any more eligibility, but maybe if he did some kind of waiver or something, I don't know. But everybody's talking about Tua's brother, Talia Tagovailoa. I don't think that's a take. And like I said, it's no hate or shade. I don't think that he can play anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. There would have to be some kind of crazy something that would need to happen. But I'm seeing a lot of Canes fans put him on their list. Like every top 5 list on Twitter has Tua's brother on there. So here's my question. Out of all the transfer portal quarterbacks that are in the portal right now, I'm talking about right now. It doesn't even open until Monday, December 4th. So the floodgates have not officially been opened yet. So there will be some other potential options. But most of I would say the high profile quarterbacks are probably already in the portal because they wanted to open that up. They wanted to be able to be approached to, go ahead and let teams prepare, NIL, gauge the interest. So a lot of the big time quarterbacks are already going to be in there. Out of the list, this list plus any other high profile quarterbacks that you're aware of, who would be Miami's top target? Scratch that. Who should be Miami's number 1 target? You guys, you have to give me one. That's what I think, Brian. Tua's brother has no eligibility left. And people are arguing back and forth on Twitter about some kind of way that he can find an extra year. I don't think he can. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So what do we have here? SBK. Let's see. Kelvin says Dante Moore. Hell Mel wants Will Howard. Okay. Daytime Cheese says Cam. Straight Six also says Will Howard. Okay. A lot of love for Will Howard. Riley Leonard. There's a lot of rumors that Riley Leonard might go to Notre Dame. But got to keep your options open here. Ward and Bring the Brinks truck. We would need to. We'd have to. Let's see. Will Rogers. Cam Ward, please bring your talents to South Beach, says the Woods. Miles Murphy is another developmental guy, right? That'd be someone else that you bring in and probably doesn't start in 2024, but it depends on how this quarterback room looks if we don't bring in a one-and-done guy. McCall ain't bad. Okay, SB Kane. Brock Vandegrift from UGA, great feet, decent passer. And see, they're going to be far more than what's in there right now. So there are options, definitely. Leonard, but not really a choice. I agree. Okay, Cam Ward, Riley Leonard, Cam Ward. Okay, so a lot of people for Cam Ward. Me personally, my list in order would be Cam Ward, Will Rogers, Will Howard, and then Dante Moore. I do think that if you could get Cam Ward, you got to take him, right? Like, I mean, you got to drop the cash, and I think that you take that guy. Will Rogers is slowly slipping down on my list a bit, but I don't really know why. It's tough because I'm trying to figure out who fits in this Dawson offense. Did you guys hear the interview where they talked to Dawson and they asked Dawson when he sat down with Tyler and said, hey, what do you like and not like about this offense? Like, how can we build this thing around you? Like, what do you want to do? Did you guys hear what Tyler's response was? I'm going to wait and see if anybody heard what was said. So basically what I gathered from that is that basically Tyler told Dawson he did not want options. So what I mean by that is he wanted it to be black and white. If it was going to be a run play, he wanted it to be a run play. If it's going to be a pass play, he wants it to be a pass play. He did not want to have to make any decisions on the fly. No decision making for Tyler Van Dyke. So I think that it was true We speculated all season. We all went back and forth. And I believe that Tyler Van Dyke handcuffed Dawson. Mario might have his fingers in the offense a little bit because I know he has a history of doing that, or at least there's rumors, circulating about that. But even with that being said, I think it makes more sense that TVD severely handcuffed Dawson this season. And what happened is, again, think about it, mental game. His mental game was shot. He did not feel like he was in a position to make those quick decisions and make the right decision. So he told Dawson, just take it away. I don't even want that to be in my hands. That doomed the season. There's no freaking way. Literally, we cannot succeed with a quarterback back there at the helm that is telling his offensive coordinator, I don't want to have to make in-the-moment decisions. Take that out of my hands. Just give me a run. Give me a pass. It's wild. It's wild. So as I said all season, Tyler Van Dyke would never take Miami to the next level. It was time to move on. So what we need is a baller, a dog. We need a guy who Dawson can really just open this thing up. With that being said, that's still why I think we bring in a veteran, one-and-done guy for 2024 who can help this offense take off. It'll help recruiting. It'll help win over the fans because we'll be winning more football games. It'll help financially because it'll put more butts in the seats, more people donating to the Canes Collective NIL. It would just... See what I'm saying? And I'm not going to lie, that definitely surprised me. It did. And that's potentially going to hurt Tyler Van Dyke with his next destination and places that reach out to him. Because if he has that same mindset, that's not going to fly with a lot of people. It's just not. That's not a good look. And I think it says a lot about why we looked the way we did at times. Of course, he battled injuries. We all know that. Hey, it's tough. The dude played hard. Tyler, thank you for your time as a Miami Hurricane. I could come out and say that. But it was absolutely time to move on. So why did we play him? So excellent question. Excellent question. Who else did we have? Emery, who was a freshman. Mario does not want to put a freshman out there. He was forced to against Clemson. We got lucky. We won against Florida State. He was also kind of forced to in a way because Tyler forced his hand. And then, of course, everyone's going to say, okay, what about Jacurri? And that takes us to our next conversation here. Jacurri. We all know that Jacurri is starting for the bowl game. Do you guys think that him starting in the bowl game means he's staying in 2024? We don't shy away from the tough topics here. What do you think? Yes or no? It's purely speculation. I'm not going to hold you to your guess here. Like we're just talking about it. We're just talking about it. And yeah, people are saying, "Hey, this guy, I want this guy, but he's not in the portal." There are plenty of other quarterbacks that are going to hit the portal. These aren't all the options that are available. It's just all that's available right now. I don't know how many more high-profile quarterbacks hit the portal, however, and you do have to be quick. Like, you have to make moves. You must touch base. Because with the money that's flying around these days with NIL, as we said, there are some of these guys that have multiple $1,000,000+ offers already before the freaking transfer portal even officially opens. So Miami's got to make moves. We can't sit around and do nothing. We got to be touching base with these people. So what was the question? The question is, Jakari Brown is playing in the bowl game. Do you think that means that he stays in 2024? While you guys are pondering on that a bit, I think that Jakari Brown still transfers. Again, I think that this is a situation where Jakari Brown can put out an audition tape for his future team. I'm not saying that that's what I hope happens or what I want to happen. I just argued that we need depth and competition in the quarterback room. With that being said, I would love for Jakari Brown to stay. Here is why I think he leaves. I've said this a million times. if Miami does, in fact, go for a one-and-done quarterback, which I think they will, the Cam Ward, the Will Howard, the Will Rogers, Jakari Brown will not get to start in 2024 either. So from his point of view, in his shoes, put yourself there. Why would he stay? Now see, here's the thing, though. If JB wins the bowl, would you not start him if he stays? But here's the counter argument. If that is the case, you cannot approach, and that's fine. This could be what happens. But answer this question for me. If you are going to lock in and say, okay, Jakari, we're going to start you next year. You came in, you balled out in the bowl game, which you shouldn't do anyways because it should be open competition. But that means you cannot approach a Cam Ward in the transfer portal. Will Howard, Will Rogers, the one and done grad transfer guys. I mean, this part is common sense. Grad transfer quarterbacks are not going to come to Miami to sit on the bench behind Jakari Brown. So if you commit to Jakari Brown pretty much almost must be guaranteed playing time in 2024, in my opinion. I see no other reason for him to stay, and they might do that. They could say, you know what, Jakari, you are going to have to battle it out, but we are going to bring in some developmental guys out of the portal that have 2 or 3 more years of eligibility left. You have more experience than them. You've been in this offense for a season. Beat them out. You'll be QB1, and then you'll have some guys to mentor under you. So it's possible. It's possible. But here's the thing. Start him and make QB1 and make the other QBs take his job. And they could. They could. All I'm saying is, Brandon, that takes the high-profile, one-and-done, grad transfer veteran quarterbacks off the table. Period. Cam Ward will not consider Miami if he's not starting. Straight up. There would be no reason to do so. And I'm not saying, again, that doesn't happen. It could. It very well could. But that's still my opinion. My official prediction is that Jakari plays in the bowl game, as he said he would. We needed a scholarship quarterback to play for us. He said, you know what? I love Miami, even though it's not been the experience I expected so far. I'll play the bowl game. But I still think he transfers. I think Miami offers multiple high-profile quarterbacks in the transfer portal. They bring in one of them. I don't know which one it'll be, but one of them, plus a developmental guy, and then we have Emory and Judd. That's personally what I think, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, lots of speculation, and I'm assuming a lot of things. But I don't know. No transfer is going to a school to be a backup. Definitely not a one and done. Will not, obviously. Definitely not. But, you know, a guy like Dante Moore, even though 5-star, big time, you know, his name carries a lot of weight. A guy like that would potentially be willing to sit for a season to learn the offense, get accustomed to, you know, the building up the relationships with the coaches and things like that. Like he even said he's fine with it. We need a great season next year. Go get the best QB we can in the portal. If JB or anyone else leaves because of it, so be it. You try to keep them, but you don't make decisions around that. I agree, Creamy Shroom. I agree. Next season, I'm going to be real. Next season, I think for Mario's sake, I think has to be a 9-win season. I believe. I think so. Obviously, he's not getting fired. But I think it starts to get to a point to where the unrest within the fan base really starts to show. And I think we start seeing a direct impact, you know, financially and some other things. And it could be a big-time problem. I mean, Miami's got the number 5 recruiting class in the country right now. So we're still balling out in the recruiting department. Flip Justin Scott from Ohio State. Big-time get, especially late like this. But next year, I think, has to be 9 or more. And, you know, I set my expectations relatively low. It needs to be more, but I'm just saying. I got you, Brandon. I see your point of view. 1,000%. I see it. I absolutely see it. JB is a wide receiver. Dude looks like Metcalf. Metcalf was going off a bit against the Cowboys yesterday. No, I think the thing is Jakari wants to be a quarterback. And I also think the reality is that Jakari could go start at another Power 5 program as a quarterback. I think he could. But I don't know about here at Miami. I don't know about as a Miami Hurricane personally. Brashard, I hope stays. Yeah, there are going to be a lot more Miami Hurricanes that hit the portal. We're sitting at 8 or 9 currently, but once it officially opens again, you're going to see a lot more players come out. Like day one, there's going to be multiple announcements. Multiple. And you're seeing a lot of these situations to where it's players where there have been coaching changes and things, so you can go ahead and speak with these guys, like with Max Johnson, where he went ahead and committed to UNC. People were screaming tampering, but Jimbo got fired, so they're allowed to do that. However, there is still tampering and things that happen anyways. It does. Donna was saying how we should worry if Coach Mario Cristobal's recruits start hitting the portal. That's a very good point. You know, I do. I get how it's frustrating when people always call them Manny's recruits. So when we reference guys like Corey Flagg and Tyler Van Dyke and some of these other guys, those are Manny's guys. We're getting them out of here. But I do agree that as long as it's not Mario's recruits hitting the portal, it's not all doom and gloom, because that means Mario's guys are still bought in. And that's what I'm saying, Rocky, because it is kind of true. Mario's guys, think about it. Those guys did not come to Miami to play for Mario and this staff that's here right now. There are a lot of them that gave it time. They gave it a chance. And for whatever reason, they decided this isn't for me. It's not working out. I'm gone. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do agree that if you saw a large wave of Mario's recruits, so I'm talking about, several like freshmen and sophomores and things there's a mass exodus hitting the portal, then we have a big time problem. Yeah, then we have a problem. Absolutely. You feel like Restrepo stays? A lot of people have been asking that question because, the Tyler Van Dyke Restrepo connection. I think Restrepo stays too. You guys know I've had multiple conversations with Restrepo. I've had him on the show. I've talked to Restrepo off stream. I do think Restrepo stays. Restrepo, he loves Miami too much. He's invested too much. He still can have a productive season. Like Restrepo is a Miami guy. He's not going anywhere. So then why are you saying Jakari can be a QB somewhere else but not at Miami? Here's what you have to remember, Junior. And I'm not throwing shots at you. I'm laying it out there. When I say Jakari can be a QB somewhere else, I'm saying he's capable of being a starter somewhere else. I'm not saying you can go be a QB somewhere else. Shoo, get on now, get. That ain't what I'm doing. I want Jakari to stay. We need the depth. I think he oozes athleticism. I'm saying I think that if he wants to guarantee a starting job, he could go somewhere else and be a day one starter. I'm talking about looking out for him, bro. I'm talking about I'm looking at his best interest. So if anything, I'm on his side. I'm saying, Jakari, if they're not going to start you, if they're not going to give you a fair shot, you could go play somewhere else because I think you're good enough to. I'm not shooing him away. I want him to stay. So I'm just letting you know that maybe I'm saying it poorly. A lot of times I'm bad at relaying the information in the way that what I'm saying is my prediction is I think that he leaves. Do I want him to leave? No. So I don't know why you're saying fake AF unless it's just a misunderstanding. My guy, Doo-Doo. What's up, Doo-Doo? So is Washington going to take care of business or not? Are they still winning? 20-10. Washington is up 20-10. Okay. I think they win it, bro. I think they win it. Would you be mad if we just got Dante and not a grad transfer? As long as Jacurri stays, no. But at that point, we need Jakari to stay, because if we get Dante and then it's Dante, if it's Dante, Emery, and Judd, we're probably in trouble. Probably in trouble. What's up, Greg? Good to see you in here, my man. Coach Dawson developed the quarterback at Houston just fine. Yeah, I think we'll be good. I think that it was a situation where Tyler Van Dyke started because Tyler Van Dyke was the most experienced quarterback on our roster. When he was on, he was on. So I think it made the most sense. I'm actually not worried about Dawson at all. There have been plenty of times where we have been upset with some of the play calling in the red zone and, you know, him not being as aggressive as he kind of said he was going to be. But again, I need to see him with a quarterback that he wants. So either go pick one out of the transfer portal. Let's see some of your recruits. Let's see you develop those guys. Then I'll be able to judge Dawson and his offense. After the quotes, after the things I've heard about Tyler Van Dyke, you know, it's tough. So are we on the same page, though, Junior? It's no hate for me. It's nothing but love for Jakari and for you. And for you, Junior. Yeah, bro. No, I'm in Jakari's corner 100%. Yeah. I know sometimes it may come across that I'm not, but that's definitely not the case. No, I'm a huge Jakari fan. Do you watch any hockey? I do not. I've been to a hockey game and just never really cared for it. I think you should overhand throw the Dr. Pepper challenge. Must be the halftime show. Vegas says Canes by 24.5 against JIT at noon tomorrow. Man, I watched the Kentucky game, and that was a brutal beatdown. Man. So let's see. That's really honestly all I had planned for tonight. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. We've been live for an hour. I said we were going to open up the phone lines. I guess we could. Do you think if we acquire a guy like Cam Ward, we have a better chance at flipping Jeremiah? Sure. Yeah. I don't think that's crazy talk. I mean, if you could go ahead and pull a guy early, so like let's go ahead and get a high-profile transfer quarterback in here if that's the idea. Let's go ahead and get him in here pretty quick after the portal opens. And then, yeah, absolutely. That's huge. That's huge. Are you going to do basketball? No, probably not. No, I'll keep this channel football, but I'll definitely be watching basketball for sure. That's it. That's really all I have, though. I think that Miami plays in the Sun Bowl against one of the teams that we looked at on the image that I put up. We talked about Stone Springman and Chance Williams also hitting the portal. We talked about Leonard Taylor going to the NFL. I think that's a mistake, but I hope that he does well. And then, of course, the transfer portal quarterback situation. We all gave our list, and I think that Cam is probably the overwhelming favorite, and understandably so. He's number one on so many lists for a reason. Any score prediction for Florida State and Louisville game? I think what's really holding me back, Tropigal, is if Tate Rodemaker is going to start or not. Is he being held out due to concussion protocol, or is he going to be playing against Louisville? You know he wants to play, but that would impact my decision. If Tate does not play, the thing is Florida State has talent all around on that roster. They are the... Part of me wants to say that Florida State still wins. You really got me thinking about this one now. I think, though, if you play your third string quarterback, I'm actually going to take Louisville, I believe. I think that I take Louisville. I think it's a close game, but I think I would take Louisville. I think I would actually take Louisville, and that's no hate or shade. I'm just trying to be blunt and honest. I think I would take Louisville. Yeah. If it was Tate, then I would still take Florida State. And I realize he didn't come out and play lights out against the Gators, but I would still feel comfortable enough to take the Seminoles. I think that it's going to be Louisville. And we are going to do a live stream for tomorrow. So I'll be live for the Louisville-Florida State game. Louisville still wins even if Tate starts, you think? Louisville's got weapons. We got to see it firsthand. Plummer Brom is going to eat tomorrow. Louisville 31, Florida State 17. Oh, man. Nick says Tate is in concussion protocol. It's QB3 100%. Yep. Yeah, I think you're right. So, yeah, we'll see. Mama Coop had an opinion on the Canes. What'd she say? I saw improvements with the Canes. I believe they will continue to improve, and next year will be better than this year. I mean, I think you're right, Mama Coop. I think that we went 5-7, 7-5. It's tough to make predictions because we don't even know what this squad is going to look like yet. But based on the schedule, 9+ wins, I'm hoping is the reality. I think that's what happens. Is there any other transfer portal player or players that isn't a QB that piques your interest? Oh, yeah, for sure. There are several, but I will say I want to wait Bryce at the other positions until the portal actually officially opens. And then we'll dive real deep. We'll look at running backs, receivers. Well, maybe not running backs. We're probably pretty set. But at a couple of other positions, definitely. I'm just thankful the stream has no Oracle. I know exactly who you're talking about. I live a few thousand feet from Louisville. I do? Do you think we could possibly bring in Cam Ward and Josh Kelly? I mean, it's wild because I'll tell you guys this. And I know this is common sense. I know it is. Money will not be an issue when it comes to who Miami wants out of the transfer portal. When I say not an issue, listen, guys. I'm not saying this because I've got the rose tinted goggles on. Set the fandom and emotions to the side. Money does not matter. I'm serious. These guys want to set up Mario for success. The people that wanted to bring him in here in the first place, the people that pushed Manny out and they said, this is our one opportunity to get the guy that we want. We may never have this opportunity again. A whirlwind of events to bring Mario Cristobal onto this staff. I'm talking about the guys that, you know what I'm saying? Money won't be a problem. The issue is this. As fans, we say, who wouldn't want to come play in Paradise? Who wouldn't want to come play in South Florida and be at Miami Hurricane? The issue is we can't just pick anyone that we want. They have to want to come play at Miami. They have to feel like it's going to increase their draft stock and push them into the NFL. That's the thing. And Miami is in a bit of an interesting spot. And when I say interesting, I mean honestly kind of tough because any quarterback that's coming here has only gotten to see one season of Dawson's offense at Miami. I realize we can talk about things he's done in the past, but I'm talking about here at Miami. And even though we want to point a lot of fingers at Tyler Van Dyke, they're still looking at a quarterback situation where things didn't look that great. So it could be, that's what I'm worried about, it could be a little bit of a tough sell to be able to get a big-time quarterback to come here. Money won't be a problem. We just have to convince them that they will love playing under Shannon Dawson. He can develop them and prepare them for the NFL. That's going to be the hurdle that we're going to face. And having, again, as we've said, we've not had consistency and stability with our coaching positions. So in and out, 1 and done, 2 and done, 3 and done. That's why long term we kind of need that, so they have an idea of who they're going to be playing for. To be fair, that's one coach in an insane oil-rich school. Yeah. We have great recruiting. I mean, we do, and we will continue to have that, especially if we can win more games. Money shouldn't even be a topic of discussion with college athletes in any sports, and I agree that it's changed the game probably in more bad ways than good ways, I would have to say. I'm very happy that players are getting paid. They're putting their bodies on the line. They're working hard. But it is kind of wild. I'm not pocket watching. It's kind of wild to think we got like 18 and 19-year-olds who are being offered $1 million, $2 million plus and haven't played a snap of college football yet. It's kind of wild. And I hope that it doesn't hurt some of these guys and ruin lives potentially. So it's wild. Thank you for the great content. I appreciate you. You turn 18 tomorrow? The big 18. Officially an adult, right? Officially an adult. Congrats, my friend.
This is what it take to wear the U
Do you
on the side of your
Hold on.
helmet.
The Canes will be very good next season. Timestamp it. We are going to take more 5 stars.
I do think there is another flip or two in our future. I do. My man DJ with the big 5. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think we will have some potential. Do you think Mario is the reason our play calling was so vanilla? I personally do not. And I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I don't think so. Does Mario play a part in the offense? I mean, of course he does. Mario wants to ground and pound. He wants to build the trenches. He wants to be physical. Do I think he's the reason why the offense started to fall off in the second half of the season after the bye week? No, I do not. Does it play a part? Maybe a little, but I don't think so. As stubborn as some people think he might be, I just truly do not believe. Hear me out for a second. I do not believe that you see the success you saw. Take away the level of competition if that's what you want to argue. You see the success in the first half of the season, and you're telling me a couple games in that if it was because of Mario putting his hands in it, that he wouldn't be smart enough to look at the stats and say, wait a minute, maybe I need to take my hands back off of this because things are going down, not up. Mario's not stupid. I realize maybe he can be stubborn a bit, and I'm not denying that he might have his hands in the offense a tad. But I don't think it's that bad. No. And I'll be honest also. I'll say this. If Mario's hands are in the offense that much, I'm serious, then Shannon Dawson will not be here in 2024. That's all. That's literally all you need to know. If it's that bad, then Shannon Dawson will leave.
This is what it take
He won't stay.
to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Let's just say IKTVD, and maybe he has an ego problem. Brown needs to make an impression. He does love the city of Miami. Trust me, I know. Winking face.
Yep.
Stay or leave.
Yeah, no. Jakari Brown loves Miami. Yes. I agree. Absolutely agree. Yep. Roach Killer 420. Wait a minute. Is that... Did you change your username? Thank you for the 5. So I see we got some disagreeing, which is fine, on a Coach Coop live stream. I don't think that's the case, man. I don't. I really don't. I firmly believe that Dawson will see himself to the door if Mario has taken over the offense that much. The buffoonery that took place at the end of the Tech game shifted our play big time, like it just took all of our mojo and threw it out the window. And I mean, that definitely hurts. It definitely does impact your mental game quite a bit. You know, you saw guys a lot more frustrated. We should have won that game. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, though. You know. Congratulations to Ruben Bain for winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. I loved that video, doo-doo. When Mario went up to him and he was like, oh, yeah, by the way. So, like, he has the meeting with Bain. And he's like, by the way, I need to call your parents. And the look on Ruben Bain's face. I was laughing so hard, bro. He's like, wait, why? Well, he didn't say that, but you could tell that's what he was thinking. He's like, oh, no. That video was great. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to Twitter and just look up the video. Just type in Ruben Bain. I'm sure it'll come up. I don't believe that if Mario had anything to do with the offense as much as he loves the university, coming back knowing what it means to him and what it means to the fans, that he would let it fall. And the thing is, I do agree that he has, I mean, he's the head guy. Mario's the head coach. It's got to run through him so he can say, I don't really like the direction that you're going with this or that. And he can come in and probably make some changes and things. But people are talking like Mario just more or less took over the play calling. I saw rumors on Twitter of people saying that he was the only one talking during offensive possessions into the headset, so he's the one calling the plays. Like, I don't believe that. Because, again, I just don't think Dawson's personality, I think, would not allow that to happen. And what I mean is he doesn't overstep Mario because Mario's the head man, but I mean as in Dawson won't stay. So, again, if it is that bad, Dawson is gone. So we're going to have a new OC in 2024 if that's the case. Maybe some minute adjustments here and there and stuff, but taking over the offense, no. No. He wouldn't let Dawson do his thing. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean by that, though? We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. At some points, we ran the same 5 plays over and over again. I still think, I'm not trying to point the blame at one person, but again, we talked about it a while ago. When you have a quarterback who says, don't give me options. Keep it simple. I don't want to make decisions in the moment. I think that handicaps you badly. I think it puts you in a position to where you're scared to continue to play like that and call plays like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's definitely some questions. For sure. Run pass percentage, that's how Mario was involved. TVD had a lot to do with what happened. Yeah, it's okay, can we say this? Can we say this? I think it's fair to say it was a combination of a lot of things. Dawson played a part as well. He's the offensive coordinator. Mario played a part. He's the head man. It's got to run through him. Tyler Van Dyke played a part because guess what? He's the guy on the field who has to execute. The ball is leaving his hand. That's a combination. It's just a combination. Who's our QB next year? I think a one-and-done transfer portal guy. I think we approach the Cam Ward, Will Howard, Will Rogers, and maybe even Pratt if we can convince him. It's going to be tough, Matthew. I don't know, man. Again, my biggest issue is being able to convince someone to come play under Dawson with only one season under his belt at Miami. Comment on ACC refs, Coop. They blow. They suck. They should all be fired. Start over. And I mean that for the sake of every team that competes in the ACC. For their sake. Start over. Scratch it. Somebody messed up somewhere. Just fire them all. That's my opinion. If I had to make a prediction, a prediction on what transfer portal QB we would get, because I do think we get one. I think that Dawson and this coaching staff would absolutely be interested in Cam Ward. Does Cam Ward have... Where is Cam Ward from? See, we could dive deep into this. Are any of the high-profile quarterbacks out of the state of Florida? Does anybody know? Cam Ward is out of Texas. So he has no ties to the Florida area. Let's throw the bag at Lamar Jackson. He's got 2 years left. I'll take him. Yeah. Where's Will Rogers from? I tried to do as much research as I could, but there's so many people in there. So Will Rogers has no ties to the state of Florida. Okay, if I had to make a prediction, I think the most likely high-profile, big-time quarterback that Miami might actually be capable of getting would probably be Will Rogers.
This is what it takes.
Will Rogers had the shoulder injury. There's going to be some people that are a little leery of that or scared.
I never talked about UT this QB problem when we had Brad K. Tears of Joy.
DJ, thank you for the 5, my man. I appreciate you. Oh, Brad, out there running restaurants in Cali. Brad Kaya days. Dante Moore. I would take Dante Moore. Yes, I would take Dante Moore. But realistically speaking, who could Miami actually get? I think Cam Ward might not be willing to come to Miami. I don't think Will Howard would be willing to come to Miami. Hope I'm wrong. I'm just saying. I think realistically, Will Rogers might. I think he might. Otherwise, I think it's going to be some lesser guys, some developmental guys that have 2+ years still available. But again, money won't be a problem. So there is the potential to snag one of the big time guys. If you say, Coop, you must predict right now who it's going to be, I would say Will Rogers. But there are others. There are definitely others. And we don't even know on Monday, there might be somebody else that we like even more. Same goes for the coaching staff. This is early. We're a week early. It's not even officially open. But yeah, Dante Moore is a possibility. Yeah, just not a day one starter, but a possibility. But that's what I would predict. Would you be surprised if December 4th Dawson has taken a head coaching job somewhere? I would be shocked. Yes. Head coaching job? Yeah, I don't think Dawson right now has proven that he could go be a head coach at another Power 5 program. I don't think so. Manning isn't snaggable. I mean, anybody's possible. I realize that's a poor answer, frustrating one, but anybody. I don't know. Will Rogers didn't have a good season. It was as bad as TVD. Well, you got to remember he also got injured. So we were looking at his 2022 stats, not his 2023 stats. So when you look at Will Rogers and you see I think it was 1,600 passing or something, he played, I think, 7 games, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but Will Rogers, we're looking at things that he did in the past. But that would be the realistic one, I would think. Again, top of my list, I'm with you guys. I mean, I would take Cam Ward in an instant. If Cam Ward showed interest, the money is right, he likes Miami, I would say let's make it happen. Let's do it. How about Wigman out of Texas A&M? I don't think Wigman is in the portal right now. Correct? I don't think that he is. How about to wrap this thing up? Let's do this. Let's take a look at all of the quarterbacks that are in the transfer portal, because it's not just about the high-profile guys. It's not just about those dudes. Let's see who else we got. Let's go shopping for a second. Why not? That's how we'll wrap this thing up. Let's see. Can you guys even see that? I hope you can. We'll see. Of course, you got Cam Ward up here. Look at the NIL estimated value, $629,000. Bro. You got DJ in there now. His name carries some weight, obviously. $653K. Riley Leonard, I still think, I don't believe is a take. I don't think he's an option. I do not believe he would come to Miami. 0% chance, in my opinion. Not saying he's not a good quarterback. He is. I just don't think he's a take for Miami. Dylan Label from Mizzou. Who else we got? Grayson McCall is still the one that I just don't know. Canes fans were drooling all over the place for Grayson McCall initially. And now it just seems like the interest from Canes fans, I'm not talking about coaches, but from Canes fans has really fallen off a lot. Probably because he got overshadowed by guys like Cam Ward. Who else we got? Nobody else really jumping out from Tulane. You talking about Michael Pratt? Michael Pratt is a take. Yeah. Michael Pratt's definitely a take, but you got to convince him. Because I think he wants to go to the draft, right? So you got to. Cam Ward might go to the NFL. Cam Ward might not be playing college football next season.
This is what it take.
Got to convince him.
To wear the U.
Yeah, I think he's a take, Don. I'd take him.
That's the Columbus Crew you speak about. They have control now. Insomnia this week. Instead of looking for Oracle wisdom, you dropped a video to get me through. Slate keeps stuff in-house. Knew he needed a QB. Doesn't air these things out in media.
Yep. Tucci! With the 10 straight to the PayPal. My man Tucci. Thank you for the love. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Yep. Will Howard still. I mean, we're getting back into the big names again. This list is just, it's going to be so much deeper starting on Monday. What about the Texas Tech guy? How do you guys feel about Tyler? You want to trade Tyler for another Tyler? Is that a take? Is that an option? Yes? No? I don't know. I won't lie. I don't know a whole lot about him. I don't know a whole lot about Tyler. How do you feel about DJ? Nope, don't want him. No offense, but I'm not a huge DJ fan. That's a no for me. Oregon wanted him. Does that mean he knows Mario? This stuff goes deep. This stuff goes real deep, Nick. It's insane. That's why I wanted to look to see if like Cam had any ties to Florida or Will Howard or Will Rogers, or if any of them were previously recruited by Oregon, which would have been recruited when Mario was there potentially. Yeah, all these things matter. It does. Two Tylers don't make a right. Yeah. It's probably a no for me. We'll dive deeper. I just wanted to go live tonight, honestly. I really wanted to go live just to hang out with the college football family, talk about the potential bowl games and the portal QBs for a little bit, and then we'll continue to dive deeper in videos and different things. We'll discuss it. From a pass-oriented school, big arm. Fair. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'm hopefully going to trust this coaching staff's evaluations, and hopefully they approach the right guys. I'm hoping. But again, I am not against bringing in a developmental guy as well. It doesn't have to only be a one-and-done guy. DJ struggled with ACC competition. I'm not interested in DJ. Not even a little bit. Like, if they announced next week that DJ Ukulele, because I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, is a Miami Hurricane, I'm going to be pissed. I'm just like, yo, I'll support him because it's what I do once he puts on that orange and green, but I'm not going to be happy about it. I won't. Just wait and see who leaves Texas, Georgia, and those teams. Right here. I think I'll wrap it up. I said I was going to open up the phone line, but I think we'll keep it short, sweet, and simple tonight. There's no Miami game tomorrow, but we will continue the Friday night streams. I will be live, if I am capable, every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, just like we did throughout the entire football season, just like we did for the simulated season. We will find something to talk about on Friday nights, even if it means I'm going live and I say, what do you guys want to talk about? That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. But I will be live tomorrow. As I said, for the ACC Championship game, we'll do a watch party just like we do for the Miami games. We'll hang out, talk about the game, react to it. And I know that we got several Florida State fans here on the channel, so they'll have an opportunity to come in and we can chop it up and have some fun. Why don't you wait for Wigman or Malik Murphy to go in the portal, plus Georgia and those teams? So for me personally, I think, Jordan, that you have to be proactive and you have to approach these high-profile guys if you're interested, because if not, you're going to get left in the dust. Again, all of these guys, I don't want to hear about tampering or any of the other stuff when that does apply, because contact has been made. The communication lines have been open. There are $1 million+ offers on the table. You have to move quickly. So if you are interested, you have to at least reach out. And then also, though, once it actually officially opens, yeah, then you can go and approach like the Malik Murphy and some of these other guys. But for a lot of these one-and-done guys that are already in, if we have any interest at all in those guys, we have to touch base. Have to. I like Malik Murphy. I mean, I like him. Yeah. I mean, that's another one, though, I don't think is... That's not someone you bring in that's a day one starter in 2024, though. Personally, I don't believe. So that's not quite doing what I'm looking for, but I'm just a fan. Obviously, I'm not a coach. So I want to give a shout out to my man Windahorn, top dono of the night. Little short stream. Unlike Coop. Normally, y'all can't get me to shut up. Unlike Coop completely, but Windahorn with the big fat 20. Thank you for the love. Tucci with the 10 tonight. DJ with the 5. Roach Killer 420 with the 5. DJ, Moises, Tropigal, John Bird. Appreciate y'all. Bryce, Canes for Life. Who else? Brandon, Hurricane B. Appreciate you guys re-upping the Canes fan memberships. Just a short little quick stream. Daytime Cheese. Appreciate you. What's going on? We're wrapping up. You missed us. You missed us, bro. It feels weird. Can I be honest with you guys? Like streamer man, Coop to the side. It always takes me a little while to adjust to streaming in the off season because, again, there's no game right now. So like normally Coop is locked in and I'm in game mode. Less than 24 hours away from kickoff. The Canes are about to take the field. So now I'm like, it's fun. Like, it's fun to speculate and talk transfer portal and potential bowl games and all this stuff. But it's like there's an adjustment period. I have to rewire my brain, and I feel out of place. Does that make sense? I hope that you guys don't notice it too much. But it's like I'm not uncomfortable streaming. We just streamed last week. This would be the normal time. It's just because there's no game. It feels weird. So I'm kind of just like, okay, yeah, sure, let's talk about this. Like, and not opening up the phone line, feels kind of weird. But I think we still had a good little short stream. I appreciate all of the love tonight. I'll see you tomorrow for the ACC Championship game. And then next week, we'll get back to doing some streams where we open up the phone lines and we talk about, whatever it is, transfer portal, all that good stuff. For tonight, though, I think we'll wrap it up. We'll find out on Sunday where we end our season. Exactly. One last peek at the Washington game, though. Ooh. Well. Oregon is not going to go down without a fight. 20-17. That's how I'm going to finish my nights watching this game. See if Washington can finish. See if they can get the dub. All right, y'all. I appreciate you showing me love tonight. Bo just ripped off a 40-yard run. Oh, snap. Okay. I kind of want Washington to win. I kind of do. I don't have any love for Oregon. I'm sorry, y'all. Last Pac-12 game, exactly. This is it. This is it. Thanks for the participation tonight, guys. Thanks for the love. I'll see you tomorrow for the ACC Championship game. Maybe since it's at least a game, even though it's not a Miami game, maybe I'll feel a little more like... I feel a little more normal. Maybe. Probably not. It's not Miami. It's not the same, right? Hey, give me a go, Canes. I'll see y'all tomorrow night, 8 p.m. I'll see you there. Peace out, guys. Thanks for the feedback tonight.